This is a tutorial on writing your resume. It's your version of what you're all about. You want a good competitive resume, and it needs to be done with somebody else. If you're in the class, you can do that with another individual or other people. You'll make mistakes otherwise. What you're trying to do is convey who you are as opposed to, or who are you, whatever, if you want to do it as a question. So when you're looking at this, this is not an application for employment. An application for employment is usually after the fact. You've been hired. This is the way they were designed. And you've got things like Social Security number that winds up in your permanent file. And it's pretty cold-blooded when you think what this is. This just says, you know, how long are you with this employer, and all of the. Have you ever been convicted of a felony, a misdemeanor, or resulted in imprisonment? That's ice cold. That doesn't tell you, you know, the details you want to present to people. So, and it's a good way to exclude you if you fill that out first. It's also got your Social Security number up there. You don't want to have that in just anybody's hands. So this is an overview, and I hope it's going to record that down here. It's got some text, and below on this is a phone number. So this is just a generic example, and I'm using it just for talking points. This guy's got a name, and he's got an address and a phone number, and the phone number needs to be in bolder print. They're not going to write to you. What they're going to do is they may email you, but the odds are they're going to call you if they're interested. And then it breaks down into these categories that are in bold here: objectives, qualifications, experience, education, personal, and references. And your phone number at the bottom, that's very important. And this is just one version. It's generic, and we are going to just kind of go through a couple of these things. Here's another guy, and his breaks down a little different because he has only one employer, and so he split his qualifications into all these long list of certifications that he had over the years. So that could be also education. So you approach this so it gives you balance, so that you're looking at this thing on a pretty specific basis. And we're going to go into this in detail. It's probably hard to read when you're looking at this that far from the camera. So I go back to this. This is a blow-up of those other lines: objectives, qualifications, experience, education, personal, and references. Objectives needs to be general. You don't, it's what do they want? They have an idea already what they are hiring for, and if you tell them that you're a welder and that's all you do, you've excluded yourself. Don't be too specific about this. It's not what you want, it's what you feel they want. So it's a general statement. This one says seeking management and or career opportunities. Qualifications, and that's the things you bring to any job. This guy speaks, reads, and writes Spanish and English. Expert in planning and budgeting and control, things like that. 27 years of retail experience. And then in your experience side of this, what you're doing is you're chronologically going from the most current back to about 10 years, and the list of the things that you've done, and use it by year. Don't necessarily go just by some month. I work for 3 months here and 4 months there, that sort of thing. And they're going to check this. Not always, but you want to have this be accurate. Education. In education, that's where you want to start with the most recent. You went to college or not to college, whatever it is that you did. It can also include other, you know, like certifications and a mix of things that classes you attended, special licenses you might have, and also any military education that you had. Military should also be included up in experience, because that's something you did in some period of time, if you have that. Personal is about your health being excellent, you're married with kids, or whatever it is that's going on with you. You like to active sports, bike, hike, walk, whatever it is. And then your references. And references are going to be about a quotation that you've thought through yourself, to say, this is who I am. And this one, Albert is an extraordinary person, energetic, hardworking, positive personality. This is a quote. So, and he can teach and train coworkers, well organized, always ready to learn new things. And in the bottom again, it's your phone number. And just before that, in under references, it will say that and other references available upon request. I'm bombing right through this. And now this is the sheet that you probably have, and you've brought this to here. And I'm going to make a quick adjustment. But up here is just this generic guy's name. It's not a real person. An email address, and then his phone number big enough so you can read it. So I'm going to take that down just a notch so that we can cover the stuff at the bottom too. And again, when I have it stated in prose and words, you're trying to define a range of general, personal, business objectives that any employer would find useful. And then I've got some lists of words in there, and hopefully you can read this. Well, I'm not sure that this comes off all that well. Okay, qualifications. These are the general and specific skills that you bring to an employer. And it could be around planning, budgeting, welding, jack of all trades, things on that order. Experience, as I said, this is a chronological list of employers over the past 10 years. And you may have been self-employed. You include that, and maybe all of it is self-employed. It's just your experience. And put it in years, that kind of thing. Education, it's formal and informal education. Certifications, licenses, completed training courses, seminars. Stay away from controversial subjects like you trained union organizers, things like that. And on this, you're looking to say the college or school or high school you went to, you got a degree, concentration in whatever it is, and you may want to even and certainly put the location, because if you went to school in Detroit, places like that. So military training and any other things that relate to that. Try to be as specific and kind of you're getting a message across of what your formal education is all about, and informal education. And then down to personal, as we talked about. This is about responsibility to yourself and others. This is the kind of person that you are outside of work. References. This is a quote that is true about you, that reflects who you are. It's only 2 theological questions that are asked in our 12-step work, and that's who are you and how can you help? And this is what you're trying to convey in this entire process. So you want to make sure that this statement is true. And you're going to ask somebody else to say, do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you think this actively reflects who I am? And you're going to get their initials after this. If they say yes, if it's a friend or somebody you know, a coworker or whatever. Leonard is energetic, actively friendly, always positive, has an ability to organize people, leads by example, a quick study in any situation, self-starter with a sense of urgency, a great addition to any company. That and other references available upon request. And you have a separate sheet that has those references on it. 4 or 5 references that they can call, and they'll tell this person you're a really nice guy. That's it. Have a picnic. Bye.